Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ariel. If you're new here, welcome. I am currently a nursing student in an accelerated nursing program, and today I'm going to talk about 10 ways to become a more competitive applicant for your nursing school application. So if you're looking into that, please keep watching. Please don't think in any way I'm ranking them in a specific order. I have them listed here on my phone, so I'm just going to kind of go down the list. You can rank them to your liking, but these are just 10 things that I find super important when trying to become a more competitive applicant for your nursing school application. Before applying to nursing school, make sure you get some patient care experience. This can be in so many different ways, so I definitely just want to break that down of what that looks like. There's not one specific perfect way to get patient care experience. So you could do anything from being a CNA, a certified nursing assistant. You can be a PCT, a patient care technician at a hospital. You could work in a nursing home. You could be a pharmacy technician. You could be a mental health technician. That's what I chose. You could be a phlebotomist, a medical scribe. There's so many different routes. So you can definitely look up some things on the internet that, you know, fits what you're looking for to get patient care experience. I feel like going into nursing school, just giving yourself that heads up, that almost one up of having a bit of a background, because when it's time for clinicals, you're already kind of going to be, I don't want to say fully comfortable, but in a way, you're going to feel way more comfortable than someone who's never touched a patient a day in their life. Now, it's okay if you still get into the program and this is your first time interacting with patients, that's fine, but you're just going to feel more comfortable. It's funny because when I did my psychiatric clinical, my rotation, that first semester of nursing school, that's where I work on a psychiatric unit. And when I tell you, it literally felt like a day at work, not in a bad way, but it just felt so like regular. But it was just, I was just dealing with a different population, and I was so grateful for that, because I'm like, I could be a great role model to look at for my peers, and just like knowing how to navigate that unit. And it's just great also too for your application to be able to speak on, you know, your patient care experience in the past, and also talking about how that is going to form your future nursing career and what you've learned from that and what you have taken from that past care experience. So, and it can also be volunteering as well. I just say overall in general, just have some sort of background with patient care skills, people skills, just knowing how to communicate and articulate yourself and knowing how to deal with different adverse situations. I think it's just so important. You're just going to be so versatile, and you're going to know how to adapt quickly. Next would be obtaining all of your nursing school prerequisites required. Now, every nursing school is different with what they're looking for, but most schools, I can speak for accelerated nursing schools, those programs pretty much have similar lists of what they need. So, you know, you have your Gen Chem, have your biology, microbiology, anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, your developmental psychology, and then it starts to tweak. I think nutrition too. I remember one school when I applied to, they needed some theology courses, so that was a bit different. One school wanted pathophysiology already. They wanted to know that I already took that. Some schools may need them in a certain order. I know one school, I was in the middle of applying to my anatomy and physiology 2 course, and I wasn't done, and that school needed that sequence to be completed. They wanted anatomy and physiology 1 and 2 to both be completed. So every school is different. I just would definitely advise to get familiar with what the programs that you want to apply to. Make sure you fully understand the requirements. If you have any questions, definitely reach out early so that you know which you need to take. Also, for any of my peeps that might have took a class a long time ago, sometimes there's that time zone. They say it's been greater than 10 years. You want to definitely make sure you go to your nearby local school, community college, somewhere online, somewhere where you can retake that course and have an up-to-date grade, because that's very important. Some schools need 5 years or less. Everything's different, and you'll be able to find all of this online. But for my program, I know I needed anatomy and physiology 1 and 2, microbiology, developmental psych, statistics, nutrition, Gen Chem, biology. So important to just be on top of that ahead of time, because you don't want a situation where you miss out on that cycle of applying because you don't have the requirements. So get them out the way, be on top of it. And some schools are also lenient too. Like, if they know you're about to finish that class in about 2 months and you have everything else, some schools are like, okay, your acceptance will accept you, but just make sure that's done and then we can move forward. And they'll give you like a time zone. If you start, maybe if your semester is going to start in August and you've been accepted, they need that grade by June 1st or whatever it is. So just make sure you're clear with that policy, I would definitely say. Your prerequisite grades, I know that a lot of applications say that have a C or greater in all of your nursing school prerequisites, which I totally agree with. Don't aim for the C. Like, if you get a C and you pass, that's great and we move on, but definitely aim to excel in these classes and not just pass, because that's going to separate you and make you a more competitive applicant. Say you might get an A in microbiology, that's going to just push you up in the ranking. Get help in those prerequisite courses, reach out to the TAs in those courses, the professors, get extra tutoring if you need help. Definitely utilize the internet, utilize YouTube, wherever you can find tutorials to break down certain topics. You want to make sure you're really doing your best in those prereq courses, especially if you're someone who completed your undergrad education and you're applying to accelerated nursing program. Use this opportunity between your gap year to get to the next level with second degree path. If you already have your undergrad grades, use that gap year or gap years or time in between when you apply to the next program. Use that time to get higher grades. Just do your absolute best. I definitely just recommend that. The stronger the grades, the better you just will be overall. If you're taking these prerequisite courses after your undergrad experience, take them at a nearby local community college because they're cheaper. Also, that ties in with my other point about a healthcare job or patient care experience job where you're involved with patients, because sometimes definitely a lot of hospitals, they give tuition reimbursement, so that kind of helps hand in hand. So if you're taking nearby community college school classes and they're at a cheaper rate and you're getting tuition reimbursement from a job, it's a win-win for both. Now you might be potentially taking them for free or at a much lower rate. So I definitely most definitely recommend taking them at a nearby community college. It just makes more sense. I mean, it's no point of going heavy in your pockets again when you're about to start another program. You just need to be able to pass these classes. You need to do well. As long as it's an accredited community college, oh, you're fine. So just make sure everything aligns. Make sure the schools that you're applying to, the nursing school programs you're applying to, agrees and accepts those classes from the community college you're looking at, and you'll be fine. And a lot of them, they'll offer hybrid classes. Some will be online, some will be in person. You have that mix. They have great schedules. You can take night classes if you're someone who works. They have weekend courses, whatever's best for you. My next point is to get strong letters of recommendation. This could be both from your academic background and your professional background. I would say try to get both, because you want to be able to show the school that you're applying to that not only you have a strong academic background and your professors, your advisors, your tutors, or whoever is writing your recommendation or your mentor can attest to that, but you also want your professional aspect to attest to that as well. If you're working in a field where you're involved with patient care experience, you want someone in that professional world at that hospital, clinic, community center, wherever you're working, to also tell the nursing school that you are a great candidate, that you know how to work well with people, that you know how to communicate, you know how to be professional, you're great around patients. That's just another plus. Obviously, some schools are, you know, very strict on how many letters you need, but the stronger the letters, quality over quantity to me is important. Quality over quantity for your letters of rec. So you don't want someone who's going to give you some rinky-dink letter or not a passionate letter. You want someone that knows you well enough that can speak to your character. You want someone who is really going to wow the admissions board and be like, wow, they have a lot of great things to say about them. We want that type of person at our university or at our school. So be mindful of that, and definitely also to give your people that are writing their letter of recommendations for you enough time so that they can take their time to give you a great letter. You want strong letters. You don't just want any type of letters. That's going to make you stronger. That's going to make you a more competitive applicant off the rip. Just of how someone speaks on you is so important. You want to have that strong aspect. My next point will also be to do your homework on your program. What I mean by this is whatever program or programs in plural that you're trying to apply to, you want to make sure you know what their school is about, what their school stands for and represents. You want to know why their nursing school is so special. What do they talk about on the website? What did you hear when you went to their interest meeting? What stood out to you? You want to make sure you're showing that program that you want to be there because it's their school that makes them so different from every other school. You want to tell them when you get there, how are you going to make things different for the better? What things are you going to change for the future? What do you feel like that school will provide you to become the best nurse ever? make sure you're reading up on the websites, you're getting updates, you're knowing what makes their program separate from others. Is it a different course that they offer that separates them from the other nursing programs? Is it the fact that they offer a master's program for something that you're looking into? And this also ties in with your essay. When you are able to pull out specific points as to why that school is so great for you, it shows that you care about that school. It shows that you really want to go there. It shows that you're paying attention. It shows that you're passionate about that university or college. Take that moment in your essay to show that, oh, I've looked into your school. I am very interested and I am actually ecstatic to want to go here, and I would be honored to have the opportunity to attend here. Show that it's not just you just sending off another application like, let's just see if I get in. Show that, no, I'm here. I want to be here. I would be overly grateful to receive this opportunity. I would say also in your essay, definitely just be so truthful and be so open. Be yourself. Really paint the picture as to why you want to be a nurse. Whatever that story may entail, talk about it. Go full in. Don't hold back. Show them why you want to be here. Show them why you want to go to their school. Show them, why do I want to be a nurse so bad? What is it that's driving me to be a nurse and nothing else in this world? What is it that I want to be a nurse so bad that that's the career that I want for myself and I don't want anything else? This is the path for me. Especially for my second degree nurses, you're applying, you have a degree in something else, you went to undergrad for a different degree and you're coming back now and you want to be a nurse. Tell the admissions board why. What made the turn? What happened in life? What is making you so sure now that this is the path for me? This is the career for me? Really wow the admissions board with your essay. This should be almost a story. A truthful story, obviously, but make it interesting. I wouldn't use the cookie cutter, I want to be a nurse because X, Y, and Z. What was it that made the light bulbs go off? What made it be like in your head like, huh, like I have to do this. This is my purpose. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here on this earth. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. What is it? Tell them. Well, I would also say another tip is to have multiple options when applying to nursing programs. When I say this, have a couple different schools on your list. Maybe have your reach school, somewhere that you definitely want to go to, but you know the admission rate's a little lower. Have your school where you think you have a good chance of getting in. Have a school where it's maybe closer to home, that may be more price and cost friendly. Have an option that may be somewhere different, maybe out of town, to switch it up. Just give yourself a few options because you just never know, and you don't want to have to miss a cycle, an application cycle all over again because you got all no's. And that's okay. If that happens, we bounce back and we apply again. It has happened to me. We apply again. But I say that to say, just have different options. Also, different schools have different start dates. So you want to make sure that start dates align with your lifestyle. If you know that there's certain programs, they have applications that go on a rolling basis, that may make more sense to you if you're ready to get started right away. If there's other programs that may start in the spring, that may be better for you. Everybody has different life things. People may be getting married. People may be having children. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that that start date won't interfere with your life, and know that once you start this program, you're going to be all in, especially if it's an accelerated nursing program that is going to be your entire life. I promise you. I promise you. My next tip is to shadow nurses. Shadowing is so important. You want to see people immersed in the field that you want to be in the future. See different nursing specialties to kind of wire it down. You may not know when you first start your nursing program of where you want to go and what specialty you want to pick. Seeing a couple of different fields will definitely wire it down. So I definitely recommend see a couple different nurses, see a couple different floors and units on the hospital, maybe see some outpatient experience versus inpatient, see what works better for you. And also, this will just be better on your essay to be able to speak to you know, seeing real life nurses in the field and what has stood out to you. What made you want to join the field more now? What makes you really want to be a nurse? Did it strengthen your reasons to become a nurse? Was there something that stuck out with the patient care experience that you witnessed? What did you see that another nurse did that really put the fuel in you to even strengthen it more, to be like, this is exactly what I want to do? My next tip is to clean up your resume and make sure it's up to date. Have everything up to date. Don't have a resume from 2 years ago that some things may have changed. Did you get a new degree when you finished your undergrad experience? Did you update that? Did you finish and put what your GPA you ended in? What major were you? What job did you get in between applying to this new nursing school? Give everything. Talk about your leadership experience, if you have any. Talk about your work experience, your volunteer experience. Did you work any research labs? Did you work in any clinics, whatever it is, and definitely give some nice short descriptions of what that job entailed. Really paint the picture of what you have been doing in your career life before applying to nursing school. So this is a moment to definitely talk about everything that you can do and what you have been doing. It's very important to have a very clean and neat resume. And I also can do a separate video on that, on just how to really make a concise but beautiful resume that really gets straight to the point. I definitely can do a video on that as well. My next tip would be, for your essay, make sure that your personal statement is so unique and truthful. You don't want the just same old, again, I talked about this earlier in the video, you just don't want the same old essay that they're gonna read 1,000 times. What is it that makes you so different? Why do you need to be here so bad? Tell your reasoning. That personal statement is so important. I mean, people have such amazing stories as to why they got here. Don't be ashamed to share. Be open. This is like one of your last moments, your last words to really get across to the admissions board. You want to really stand out. If they have that statement box where you can explain, was there anything that happened in your life that really took a toll on you, but it turned around for the better? Did something happen in the past that may be on your grade? Does that not reflect who you are now? Clear up anything. Really hone in on your why. And I feel that when you're most honest and most raw and true, that is the best you can be. That is what they're asking for. There's nothing better than that. Don't give some, you know, I'm perfect story. Give, this is me. If your story isn't so perfect, talk about it. Talk about why being a nurse is going to really change your life for the better. Did you have a realization moment? What happened? Tell that in your essay. Paint your story. Tell your story. Tell your truth. Speak your truth. Just go all in, because I went all in. Just say everything. Don't hold back. State your career vision in your essay. What are you going to do with this nursing career? Tell your nursing program that you're applying to why you want to be a nurse. What's your end goal? If you have an idea of it, even if it doesn't stay the same, and when you start nursing school, it may change. If you know all the way down to the nitty gritty of what you want to do, what floor you're trying to work on, what your end goal is, are you trying to have a private practice in the future as an NP? Are you trying to be a CRNA? Do you want to work with children? Do you want to work with older adults? Everybody's future vision of what they first said it's going to be may change a year or two from then. So you might see an experience and be like, oh no, that's not for me, or no, that is for me, whatever it is. So whatever it currently is, when you're applying your future vision, go with it. Say it. Be descriptive, be clear. You want to really talk about, what am I going to do with this degree? How am I going to use this degree to my advantage? What type of population do I want to take care of in the future? How am I going to make a change as a nurse? Who am I trying to become? Right, so that wraps up my 10 ways to become a more competitive applicant for a nursing school application. Thank you so much for watching. I love to help. I love to give words of advice, definitely from what I've learned now and my past experience, things I would do differently. So be on the lookout for more videos like that. If you have any questions, be sure to comment or message me. I listed my Instagram and TikTok below in the bio. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you later on my next video. Bye.